Twitch is up. YouTube is up. Cool beans. Recording. Let me actually stop recording real quick. I have to change a setting. Oh, well, that's embarrassing. Let me stop streaming real quick. Okay. Okay. I should be back. Let's see. Alrighty. My plan for today is I want to look at, first I want to go through what I did last time and make sure everything's cleaned up, and then I'm going to go to an earlier branch, an earlier commit, and branch off that and see if AI can beat what I did. So that's basically all I really want to do. And then maybe work a little bit more on cleaning stuff up and maybe some of the next stuff on this project, although I don't know what. So first let's take a look in game mode. We have our 4 declarations. We have our race day, which is our current flow of the game, except I don't like editing, but we'll have to work that out. Players joining, wait a few seconds. This is just basically because when loading up players, when loading up in the editor, sometimes it takes a few seconds for players to join in, and I'm just basically adding a gap right there just to add a little bit of space for people loading in. And then I have the countdown, and then you actually have the racing state, and then when you die it just restarts everything. So in begin play, maybe I should move that to the top. Or actually, let's see. When we are initializing, we are using seamless travel. We have our wait time is 2 seconds, and our countdown time is 2 seconds, so it's 4 seconds in total before the game starts. Currently, setting our default classes, setting our player controller here to just link to the. I tend to do mostly C#. I'm trying to avoid blueprint stuff just because it's a pain sometimes. So in this case, since it's a game mode and I'm not really spawning it before the game starts, I have to grab it in the constructor, which is totally fine. It's not that big of a hassle. And then I'm doing the same thing for the player pawn. I am just grabbing the blueprint for that. For that one, I do have a blueprint. And then this get authority. Where's that over here? In get authority, it's just a static class that returns a racing game mode, which should only be valid on the server. And then transition to edit mode just changes the race state to editing mode, and that's just for. I haven't really looked at this too much yet, and this is just for development stuff. And begin play looks like I'm not even doing anything right now. Maybe I should clean that up then. Sure, because I think I'm doing everything in that I was doing here elsewhere now. Let's see, what was I doing in here? Let's look at the history. Game mode. I don't even know. In game mode. Begin play. Oh yeah, I was getting the track spline set up here, and then I was also starting one of the timers for the wait timer, but since I'm not doing any of those anymore, then that's totally fine. So no longer need this here. Let's get you out of here. So in tick, first we are making sure if we are racing, then we have to validate all the racers, and then check and kill off screen racers, which is pretty self-explanatory. And then this is our change race state here. I'm storing the track spline. Okay, so I see. So in here, I'm deciding this is the track spline, and then I just send that over to the game state, which is what replicates to all the other players. And here I also have the handling function. So first, change race state, which just updates the new state of the game. Let's see, where even is that? It gets the updating game state, and if that fails, it returns out of there first. And then we are updating the race state, and then calling these handling functions, which just change, which handle on the start of each round what happens with each state change. And then we set it in the game state. And then here's a function just to start the countdown real fast. That's mostly there just for it's for the timer really. But any noodles. When the match has started, we set the time that the match started and then transition to players joining. And handle match has started gets called from the back end of the game mode. So once everything in the game mode has been taken care of, then in our class, it will call this. And then we can start doing, this basically begins our state, begins our game. Or our state machine, I guess you could say. And we have our other handlers, and then this is checking if we are ready to end match. So this gets checked every tick from our parent class, and if it returns true down here, then it restarts the game, I believe. Actually, it transitions to match has ended, and in there I'm calling restart game, which basically just restarts the current level. Init game state is where I am assigning our racing game state variable, and then if it's not there, well, throws an error, of course. Init game, here I am making sure that the game state class is compatible with this current game mode class, and that is for because they have to work together, because these are pretty tightly coupled together. Kill racer is just a way for the kill racers really, and then everything else we've already gone through. Validate racers, just make sure every racer is valid still, make sure nothing's null, and we'll remove them if so. And then let's look through our game state. Let's see. Nope, not what I want to do. That's the game mode. Here's the game state here. Open and then split it. Not what I meant to do. Okay. In game state, we have, first let's look at, we have some delegates down here. Or events. And these are just helpful to call whenever anything happens, and these are static, so you can just access them anywhere. So from anywhere you can say, hey, when you start the countdown, you can do stuff, which is helpful. We store our race state, which is replicated, and then we also store the previous race state. And then let's just leave those next to each other. We have our onRep function for the race state, and whenever a race state is received on clients, it calls this, and it says matches editing. It handles those transition functions very similar to in game mode with the handlers over here. Handle. Waiting for joiner this here. Same thing, but for the game states. So this will only happen on the server, and this will happen on all of the clients, and it even happens on the server because it is called manually here when we are setting the match state or the race state. When the match is in goes to countdown, we are just broadcasting those delegates. And then on begin play, looks like I'm not doing anything here either. I might as well get rid of that. Alright, and then in tick, we update the player ranks. Yeah, that's pretty self-explanatory. It just gets their current value compared to the track spline, and then organizes it by that. And then get lifetime replicated props. I like moving this to the bottom. That just says, hey, these are the variables we're replicating. Let's see. Get instance is same thing in here with that static get authority. It's just a static way of getting the game state. And this is the setter for it, and I purposely have the, well, I don't think this is actually necessary. Actually, I'm curious. I can't think of a way, but I'm gonna check. Let me. It's in here somewhere. Okay. I want to check if there's a way to, when setting this, it has to be called from a game mode. I would like this function to only be able to be set by the game mode class existing on the server. Is there a way of doing this? Let's see. In the meantime, let's keep looking through. On rep, we're to look at that. These are the handlers. And then here's just some helper functions. Here is when basically it is letting all the players know that a racer has been killed, basically. And then getting all live racers, just another getter function, more helpers, and more helpers for sorting, update player state ranks. It's all not too complicated in here. Let's see it clean way. Interesting. So, and looks like in the game state, set race state internal. Only a racing game mode may call this. Okay, so it's a friend class. I've never actually heard of that. Let me look into that. C++. Friend class. I've never actually used this. Friend functions and friend classes are concepts that allow certain functions or classes to access the private and protected members of another class. Okay, so exactly what we need to do. A friend class can access private and protected members of other classes in which it is declared as a friend. Right. Friendship is not mutual, so it is not a mirror back at it. So let's see. Friend class. So in here they can get friend functions. Like friend classes, they are not member functions of the class, but can access and manipulate the private and protected members of that class. for that they are declared as friends. Interesting. Let's look at the example here. Quick check out. Okay, we're still up. Alrighty. Private variable. Check the variable. Friend function. Friend. Interesting. Friend function definition. In the above example, we've used a global function as a friend function. Friend function can be declared in any section of the class. Okay, so I want to confirm here. Does that allow game mode to access all private protected members? Or to say functions of game state? Or just that function? Let's actually look through this, I guess. Okay, grants unrestricted access. If I only want to expose. Nothing else in game mode can. Okay, I'm curious. Let's try this out. So we already have that forward declared there. I would like to make this private. Let's see, set race state should only be able to be called by game mode. And so therefore it should be private. And that will cause a problem in here. Yes, yes, okay. So if I call friend, there, it is still not accessible. Let me double check. Friend void. Friend void. Let's see, a racing game state, game mode, I mean. Let's see. That's not working. Let me just here. How want to use cursor? Let's see. Game mode. Game mode and state. Racing game mode. Game state and racing game state C++. Like for. Let's see. Oh yeah, ChatGPT 5 just came out. Let's see how that does. I would like for racing game state. That's racer player state. Racing game state. like set race state. Set race state to only be able to be set by racing game mode. I want to copy that actually. To only be set by racing game mode. Is that possible? Oh dear, my headphones are almost dead. Let's see. Muy bien. Well, let's just do that. Too much of a pain. I guess there's like almost nothing that is private or protected. So that's fine. Let's see, how does one do that again? Friend class. Only a racing game mode. Okay, we will do that. I guess it could technically be set from within game state, but... Oh, I remember why I did that now. We are passing in the game mode. Here, let's call a friend here. Friend class a racing game mode. There we go. That got rid of the compile error there. Okay. When we are setting the match state, we're setting the race state. First, we want to make sure game mode is not null. If it is null, it'll get out of there because it should, for one, only be called on the server. Then we have to make sure that the if game mode. Actually, I like the idea of not even including a new state in here. Let's just say set race state. And then we get rid of that, and then we just grab it from game mode. Therefore, it can only be set to what the game mode has. So, fname new state equals game mode get race state, and then we can make this constant if, and then yeah, that's great. New state will be grabbed from the game mode. Let's update this here just to then the race state, and then calls on rep, and then I believe that should be working. So let's update the docs here. Sets the race state from the game mode. Done this way. Actually, I want these to be the way I've done before. And then like that. This is done to prevent game mode and game state from being out of sync. Perfect. And then unwrap race state. I think that's the last thing I want to do, so let me commit this real quick. Let's see. I like using GitHub Desktop for the ease of it sometimes. See where the main change. Light cleanup. Cleanup of code. Actually, I guess I should make sure it builds. And let's let it do its thing for a bit. Perfect. And let's run it, make sure everything's working smoothly. Guess I can't pull this over though. It opens on my main screen and then it comes over here all weird, which is lovely. All right. Where are you at here? Okay. I want to move over to the demo level. And everything appears to be working just fine. And if I die, it should restart. Perfect. And let's test multiplayer. Let's set the number of players. Perfect. Let's see if I get this one to die. Then this one runs forward. And also dies. Everything resets. Looks like everything's working just fine. Perfect. And let's commit that. Okay, now let's see. Oh, I guess let's branch off from where I was. Before I did any of these changes, create branch from that old. Let's do AI cleanup. I guess let's do AI cleanup. Let's close this down because sometimes when we make changes, it's unhappy. Okay, things should now be, yes, now we're inheriting from a game state base and from a game mode base, and everything is much more dirty in here before I did all the cleanup. Let's see. These I'm just going to discard for the time being. They'll have to be rebuilt. All right, let's give GPT-5 a shot with this. So we've got a racing game state, game mode, and game mode.h, and then game mode C++. Perfect. Let's make a good chat prompt here. My goal is to, so let's have it swap from game mode base to game mode just like I had. Change these classes from inheriting from game mode from their base versions to their game mode and I guess a game mode and a game state versions, and then it should delete what is no longer needed in my base implementation, as it is going to be used in a game, well, as is already implemented in those classes. Do a general cleanup and look through, but all of the functionality should be the same. I guess before we do this, let's build and run what we have currently so we can make sure everything's working here. Perfect, and giving it a run. Let's keep working on the prompt. Think long and hard about this. I want it to be as clean and with the least amount of code as possible. So remove any unnecessary repeating code. Keep the state changing handlers though, as they will be used. Example given. Let's see, handle. I can't do that here. Handle, racing, handling, what's it called? Handle match is racing. All right. Looks like everything started up correctly. Let's move over here. All right. Looks like everything's working. Jump off. Perfect. And jump off. And restarts perfectly. All right. Let's close you down. Don't need it for the time being. I think that should do it. I'm going to set it off with that. See if it can work. I don't have super high confidence, but we'll have to see. Let's do a bit of... Let's see, can't even see this. Let me zoom in. There we go. Oh, it's kind of ugly. That's weirder. Let's even zoom in and here. Gotta remember to do that. Hard for y'all to see. Let's see. Amazingly advanced if you're in here. This is the moment. See if GPT-5 is as good as it says it is. If you're even in here. Oh, I love Celeste. It's thinking long and hard on this one. Yeah, I didn't really like how this was all laid out. What I tried to do before with this is that I was just basically trying to replicate the base classes, and it didn't go so well. I mean, it did, but it took forever, and honestly, I just should have used this, what it already had. And then I made a video about it, which took like 2 months. But I'm really bad at making videos, apparently. Alright, let's see. I'll refactor A game racing game mode to inherit from A game mode, and A racing game state to inherit from A game state. Let's remove duplicate match state machinery. Keep the handling functions, also simplify redundant flows. Extra timers while preserving functionality. Let's see what we've got here. Changing on that state set. It's overwriting that. So it is completely just using what a game mode base has. Is racing. Oh, it's going to the in progress. Don't know if I like that. Abort match just sets the match state to aborted. Now it's changing this. Let's see what it's got here. Yeah, it's not doing so well because it's currently having the name state match state here, but then it's also saying match state with that. It should have gotten rid of all these because we don't need anything that's not our own racing states. Let's see, yikes, okay. Shouldn't even need any of these. So currently AI is not doing too great, although this is my opinion. Right now it's basically just renaming everything and not actually shortening it down. I was able to shorten it down by like, I don't even know, what was it, 200 something lines of code, 200, 300. Oh, hello. Guess what? AI is losing, so you know who's going to be very upset. Although this is only its first go at it, and maybe I'll have to like baby it through the whole process, but it's not doing very fancy. I do have mad skills. I also spent like forever. It took me like 3 days to do this. So if I could get AI to do it in like 2 hours, I guess that's not too bad. But then I also learned a whole bunch from doing that from AI, which you know who doesn't care about learning about coding. They just want AI to do it all for them, which I disagree with. He who shall not be named. You like my new setup? I added the music thing. I also made a heat map out of my keyboard. Let's see what to do now. It's just creating all the U functions for that's creepy. You random stranger on the internet. So weird. Why would you ever say that to someone? Man, sounds like somebody's a boyfriend or something. It's so weird. Let's see. Let's go back to the game mode and see what it did here. This is going to take a while. AI ain't fast. It doesn't need to be fast though. You should tell you know who that AI is losing and tell him to come in here and watch it lose. Let's see, what is it even doing now? So making game state, and they hear it from a game state. Scanning the code base. I don't even know. Maybe that was just its setup. Let's see if it can fix itself. Doubtful, but we'll have to see. Then you should just like crack out a game. Actually, you know what? Got an idea. Let's get cursor and then this window. Thinking. Because I'm pretty sure this is going to take forever and a half. And is that loud? Oh wait, you can't even hear that. Let's turn that way down. Okay. At one point, I was good enough to get most of this done. And you also want to be able to see this. It's gonna take forever. I guess maybe it's because I use ChatGPT 5. Maybe I should try this the same thing with Cloud Sonnet thing. Although ChatGPT 5.0 is supposed to be the hot new stuff, as he shall not be named knows, and it'll talk your head off for like 10 hours about probably. No, Rach, I bet you could be insta famous. He who shall not be named is here. It's taking forever. My best guess is that it's not actually doing as bad as it is. But, yeah. GPT-5. But I think that was like the first step, and now it's actually doing stuff, I think. I don't know. Because it has the code. It did some stuff, but it kind of sucked. So I'm hoping it's looking through it and going to fix it. Oh, let's see. It's done now. I'm doing pretty good in my snake game.
You should have it your snake game.
Did Rachel send you? We've been talking about you.
Who's watching?
It was Rachel, I'm pretty sure.
Hey Rachel, talking to
They can't really hear you. You have to be pretty close because I have my mic being pretty strict. Okay, let's see what it did first. Game mode. So did change it from inheriting from a game mode. Change it to having on match state set. Oh, it's overriding that from the base class. Let's see. Where are the declarations? Okay, so it didn't touch this at all. Which is not right. That's wrong. Because so what I did before is that I had no, it is wrong for what I asked it to do. It's not subjectively, it's wrong. It's just wrong. No, I told it to use everything that game mode has and to get rid of code because it already has most of the stuff I haven't implemented in itself. But it wasn't able to do it. It's stupid is the real thing.
If you're naive towards it, it's naive back.
Yeah, I'm not being naive, fool. So then we have set match state for the abort match. Okay, it changed next to nothing. Well, I don't need to know how it runs. I care about cleaning up the code right now. I was able to reduce it by like 250, almost 300 lines of code. I think it has reduced it by like, I don't even know. I don't. You want to do this? You want to give it a prompt?
I do.
Okay.
I want to beat you. I can beat anything.
Okay. Let's see it.
Want to do code challenge?
Well, not right now.
Send me your prompt that you use so I can. I don't know what.
Here, you can just do this. Just change this, and change it right here. They can't see you, but they might be able to barely hear you. Or you could just come right here if you want to be on camera, or can turn off the camera for a minute. Here's the monitor. Oh wait, never mind. That didn't work. Oh. And no, it disappeared as soon as you highlighted it.
Oh, open the answer not doing things.
Okay. Add on that. Here, there's something I want to add on. Well, I also need it to have the all the functionality should be the same. I guess. Oh, yeah. That's. What do you mean you're typing with two? You don't normally talk with two hands?
No, it's a keyboard.
Bro, everyone. So you're saying you type with one hand? Ronan, they can't hear you, but you're saying stupid things. Okay. Medicius Iridius. Thought you would. Fool.
Wait, and all these files are just one.
Hey, Rach, are you still in here?
You know, all these files are just one.
These are the only four files it should touch or need any context for. Those are the only ones that should really need a change. What do you think of my heat map? I spent so long making this. This is what I did yesterday. What's the primary one? It's all super entangled. So, it's really only two classes, but they're both really entangled. So it's just every change you make in one is basically going to affect the other in some way. Not every change. They are separated as much as possible, but just with the way networking works in Unreal, they have to be pretty coupled together. Sure, go for it.
The biggest theme.
Continue and revert.
Biggest theme was being more specific. You have to give it goals. Goals is what it uses. You already have a goal.
Okay, buddy.
So it makes the coder like you into a vibe coder.
I don't need a vibe code.
There's an AI. You just explain you.
Someone's watching you being an idiot right now. Yeah. I don't know if it's rage. It says 2 viewers. One of them is me, because that's just the way it always is.
Hey.
Indigo? Here. Let me see if I can beat my race, my snake game score.
Vibe coding is just.
Vibe coding is boring. It really is boring.
It's just sending off and go. You just have to think things through in it.
Yeah, I understand that. I thought thought it through. I thought it'd be smart enough, you know? Look, you're the vibe coding pro, apparently.
I am, thank you.
Actually, you know what? Next time I do this, if I ever do this again,
A vibe coding challenge against me and you, I'll do it in heartbeat. I'll beat you in every category ever.
in every category ever, he said. He will beat me in every category ever. Ronald, when you speak, I can hear the way you misspell it. Next song. Yes. Do. So let's see. See, this is why it's boring. It's because now I'm sitting here for like 5 minutes waiting for this to happen. It's boring. I have more entertainment when. Or actually, you know what? We could just play the game. Actually, yeah, we could. Let's see. I don't actually want 2 players right now. Let's just go back to 1. All right. I should add a timer. As soon as you have a speedrunning timer, it'll become a game. Oh dear. And I need to make it level. Okay, so my main goal right now is to get to the point where I can have people test the game, test out the movement. I don't really care about visuals too much at the moment. But if I can get people to actually race with this, that's what I want. Oh dear, oh dear. Luckily I saved my double jump. I basically have everything enabled right now, but ideally I would like to I already have Skybox. That's what this stuff is. If you want the people to hear you, well, if you want... Yikes.
See what chat said.
Let's see if it's done. It's done.
Oh, I forgot to say, Next time, ask some questions. That's the main thing. Asking questions is the best thing.
Okay. High level approach. Switching from the base to the other classes. All per state handlers are the same, which is fine. I don't know. The thing is, if I didn't know exactly what I was doing, I wouldn't know what is correct and wrong here. If it works with gaming, it could be faster. It can be faster. It can always be faster and better.
You know how much
Ronan,
stuff?
you sound stupid. STUPED.
Unlike your attitude.
You want the camera you point at you?
Dude.
He's a hermit, basically. He's barely seen the light of day in several years.
Okay.
I'm not having fun with this. It's just boring. It's just waiting for the AI to do things. I already know how to do it. It just sucks at doing it. I am not a true vibe coder, and I don't want to be. Look,
You're fake coding.
the cooler brother knows what I'm talking about.
Look, AI, Quentin, will change everything soon.
Yeah,
This is the worst it'll ever be.
I know this is pretty bad.
Okay, but years ago we had GPT
I remember.
3.5. I couldn't do squat. That was high school. Now it's a PhD.
Yeah, even that thing could get me through my my classes.
Imagine having GPT-5.
This is overkill for most of my classes. It would have been nice for discrete math.
Saying people are watching.
2 viewers.
Oh my gosh, that's terrible. Who's viewing?
I'm pretty sure it's just Rach. One person is me, Ronan. The other person is probably Rach. Although you should tell her she should watch. This is entertaining. You done? I'm pretty sure it's just Rach. But it always shows one. It always shows one. Go hide that somewhere. Don't be weird. You know where it's normally supposed to be hidden. Do it later. Let me clean up. I could think of a good place to hide in that room. Okay, sure. Hide it upstairs. Wherever, I don't care. Change race state to the in progress state. Let's instead make it so there are 2 state machines. The one inside of game mode that has the normal state, and the one inside our race game mode that just has our racing states that will run inside of in progress. Okay. This is stupid. Why? There's nothing for me to do here. It's just need an actual competition. I've already done it, so I don't feel like this is even helping at all. What it really should do is have he who shall not be named be doing something and I do it at the same time, and then we compete and see who does it better. Yeah, I think I'm done. I can't think of anything. Or let's just work on it like normal. Because this is just stupid. Actually, I think I'm just gonna be done. Actually, let's see if I can get it to the same point I was, just because I'm curious. But I'll have to like direct it step by step, which is fine. It'll write a lot of the code for me, but let's see if it can even do it. Okay. Many other classes I have, such as restart game, also have their corresponding classes in game mode. Get rid of any of them. There should... We are really just consolidating the classes. And moving or removing functionality from racing game to the normal game mode. Let's see. Let's see how that does. Actually, no, let's do it Ronan's, but he who shall not be named said, ask me any questions and plan that out. Then we can move on in the prompt after that. I'm going to try having my music go through my speaker out loud because my headphones are dying. Let's see if it likes that or not. Okay. I don't think that's gonna mess anything up, hopefully. Maybe, maybe not. I think you might be able to hear it. I can't tell. Here, let me see if I can. Let's see if I change my setting here to play this to my voice. I think it's working just fine. Good thing. Okay. I'll just turn this down a little bit. All right. Let's see. Anything it's got for me? One more snake game. Really is boring. Plan overview. Change A racing game mode to derive from A game mode. 2 state machines. Keys kept separate. The engine should enter into waiting to start first. Waiting to start first. So, seeing if AI is smart enough to do it, this is kind of stupid, I'm realizing. I know the way I like it, and I already coded that, and I'm just seeing if AI is capable of getting to the same point I was, and I'm learning that you can give it broad instructions, but as soon as you get specific, I mean, I already have to know everything I need to know, so it is a tool, but for complete vibe coders, it would be pain. But also, vibe coders wouldn't even want to do what I'm doing. What I'm doing is just condensing and cleaning up my scripts, and I'm just seeing if AI can do it. And it could, but it doesn't really do it the way I like it, and it's also kind of stupid. That's the gist of what I've gotten out of this. Let's see. The engine should enter into waiting to start first. Only after the base state engine has gone into in progress. Don't worry about blueprint. This is a C++ script only. Well, actually, it works just fine if you remove or refactor anything, as long as the base game mode has the same functionality. This is just a refactor. Okay. Keep any engine handlers that I will need for the current state changes, but for anything else, do a waiting period. Based on the wait time before start. Then it should go to countdown, then racing. But for anything else, delete it as the base. Demo/game state has that functionality already. All right, and let's see. My log. Any other game mode? Let's send that off. See what it's capable of doing. Oh. Let's try again. Okay, that worked. Hallelujah. I did not want to have to redo that. Do snake game. Snake game. While we wait. I guess. It'll take a wee bit. Oh, I guess I suck at this game. I looked away. Not good enough to play snake game blinded, I guess.
Accord silencieux de nos âmes, l'œuvre fantôme et râle pâle.
In the song, that speaking. Interesting.
Au loin, elle s'élève, seule, sans détour. Songe,
All right, state machines.
lumière, s'éteint. Les pétales d'iris
Countdown.
s'envahissent le jour déclinant. Nuée complice du clair-obscur vacillant. Nuance de chagrin.
No need for the waiting post-match.
Floral, lumière s'éteint. Variation dans l'air.
The aborted states.
Respiration amère. Lumière s'éteint. Contretemps volontaire. Contre-champ solitaire. Lumière s'éteint. Si le temps se perd à contre-courant, les miroirs sans teint dévoilent leur nature. Si nos pulsations jouent à contre-cœur,
We do not need to enter start.
lumière s'éteint.
Play immediately. And it is not so.
Pâleur du jour, cœur sourd, miroir de nos amours, lumière s'éteint. Attache harnais, cordage resserré, nœud marin et récif carmin. Flot secoué, doute à chavirer,
There
lumière
is a
s'éteint.
function
Nuage à la dérive,
from the
lien
base
d'équilibre, brume qui
class
lumière s'éteint.
which we will
Seul.
need to
Sans
override
secours. Songe,
to
sans compte,
let it know when it is okay to start. Actually,
pour toujours. Lumière s'éteint.
let it take its normal flow
Aux dernières
to
lueurs
get
d'outre-mer,
to the
à l'aurore d'un nouveau jour.
in play
Le corps me
state,
renvole à contre-jour.
whatever it's called.
Lumière.
We should only need to override handle match is waiting post from the base class. Let's see. Keep the logging as it is. Okay. Please implement. Let's see if it can do it. Having to handhold it like a baby, it's annoying. Of course, as is most things, a mix of the two is great. Just using code is bothering me crazy. I mean, just using AI is bothering me like crazy. It's, I know the way I like it. I have and I just code it myself. But let's see if it can do it the way I was thinking. If it's smart enough. And this is GPT-5, which came out today, so it's literally hot stuff. It says new as it gets, apparently. And people who know how to actually vibe code are the ones instructing me on how to do this, so I'll have to see how that goes. But let me see. I should go there. Okay. Welcome anybody watching. Let me know if you have any questions. I mean, we're just sitting here waiting for the AI to do its thing, which is another reason I don't like this vibe coding. It's just waiting for the AI to do its thing. Much more fun to actually code yourself. At least I find it to be a lot more fun. I guess if you're, it's just different styles of doing it, I guess. But I mean, a mix is definitely better because of course, I'm learning the engine, and it's really easy to use AI to learn. But I actually like coding myself. Like most of this, I often use AI to make the structure of the code, and then I go through and touch every last bit of it and make it exactly how I like it. That's the way it's been working for me, and that's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with vibe coding either. It's just not the way I like to do it. Although, if AI does keep getting better and better, I don't know. I do not know. Let's see. Still doing its thing. Can't think of what I could do while waiting for the AI to do its thing. That's why AI coding's boring. Actually, we could do something like, let's open up this here. Ooh, what's like a good benchmark for an AI? Is UE5 out yet? I know some people have been getting it in their model that they can choose. I guess I do not have it yet. Is it done yet? Oh, it's okay. It's implementing now. Let's see. Let's review what it's done here. Hearing from the base state. Got rid of the race state, which is not what I was expecting. I don't think it should be doing that. On match state set, it added handle match is waiting post match. Just an override, perfect. And just have the is racing function. Don't need start to leave map anymore. We shouldn't even need end race or start race. Oh, actually, no, we might need start race. Shouldn't even need that. Shouldn't need that anymore. There's a whole bunch of stuff it's missing. Because it doesn't know exactly how a game mode is implemented. Whereas I can just look at it and understand it. So one could say I'm a better coder than AI, but it's really just subjective. Like AI could definitely write a better front end than I ever could. I hate front end coding. Let's see what it's doing in here. Still doing its thing. Restart game. See, we shouldn't even have this function anymore, bro. Yeah, we don't even need this. Yeah. So it's still not working at all because it doesn't know what functions are part of the A game mode. So I think I've learned all I need to learn. Now, how can I make a video out of this? Because I want to make another video, and I think this could potentially be a good video. But I don't want to just rag on AI in a video. I think that's not where I want to take this. What if I could make this another learning experience thing? I don't know. I'll have to think about it. Or maybe tomorrow or something I'll think of another way of doing this so that we can actually have a kind of competition and see how it turns out. May have to see. You know what might be nice? What might work is I could get the my he who shall not be named who does vibe coding and get him in the Unreal Engine and see what he can do in my project, or see what he could a game he could make just vibe coding, and see how long that takes him. Give him like 2 or 3 hours, and I could do it and spend the 2 or 3 hours making a game as well. And maybe that'll do it. It'd be like vibe coding versus average coder or something. But then I still feel like that's just stupid and asking for arguments. And it's hard to judge a game. I don't know. I mean, I'd like to take clips from this maybe, but who... Let's see what it's working on now. Has it touched game state? It hasn't touched this yet. It looks like it's going through game mode. Got rid of the handlers, even though I said to keep the handlers, for at least the few we need. I'm trying to think. Any ideas? I think average coder versus AI is a good title, but I don't actually know how I could make a video competing against an AI fairly. Actually, it isn't really a fair way, because either way I'd be coding it. We could do just normal coding challenges, but it probably would be me at the actual architecture. I'm thinking like you're given a file that has a whole bunch of inefficiencies inside of it, and you go through one on one, and you have an AI do it. You don't look at its result, and I do it, and we compare the two, see which one runs. Could technically do that. Kind of also sounds boring. It'd be cool. Something about making a game. I don't know. Let's see. How could that be made into something? Nope. Still doing this thing. Has it worked on game state yet? Don't see it working on game state at all at the moment. Shouldn't even need that. Shouldn't need any of this. There should be like 3 or 4 states in here. Taking forever. How long has this taken? Like a few minutes at least. I'm gonna take a few minutes more. This is boring. I thought we'd use AI to try to come up with a video idea. As you look for mini high. Stupid naming convention. I want to make a video titled Average Coder versus AI. What would a good video idea be? I like making games, and I'm pretty good. Let's just leave it at that. It's a stupid prompt, but let's see what it comes up with. How about we, no, let's just, give me a whole bunch of ideas. Whole bunch of ideas of how that could look. Let's see. It doesn't distinct. Okay, timed coding duel. Solve the same toy problem. Bug hunt face off. The problem is if I'm doing the same problem twice, then it's like, I don't know, maybe it has to be something where it's just one single prompt. I let it do its thing and then I do my thing. I don't know. Let's see, is it done yet? Not quite. Although it's starting to change things in game state. Okay, bug hunt. Yeah, we could do just a simple AI normal coding challenge where you just try to find a few bugs, like what you'd see in school. Could have the AI review your handwritten code snippet. Implement suggestions. AI's blind spot. Explain that to my grandma. That's interesting. I don't know if I'm actually good at that though. Let's see. Refactor relay. Trade off the AI. We could do that. I take a turn doing some code. It takes a turn. I don't know how much I like that either. Code art collab. I like making games in the UE5 engine. How could I do something where an AI just needs to, let me move my mic, needs to work with a few scripts and we can, and I work on them and see the output. I needs to be something measurable. I tried doing it. So I made a script more condensed and cleaner, and I had the AI do the same thing, but since I already did it and knew exactly what I liked, it felt stupid. Let's see. Okay, so we can make a U character movement component, adding a dash ability. Time to compile, dash responsiveness. I mean, that's stupid. It should have it immediately on my computer. A tiny procedural level generator. I guess we do that. I've never actually done any procedural meshes in Unreal. HLSL material shader versus AI shader. That could be fun. I love shading. Shader code. Do an AI generated AI. I haven't actually written any AI for a game. I know this all seems stupid. Network replication, no. Nah, this is all lame. Okay, it did the thing. It's done. Let's see. Okay, got rid of that and that. It should have also gotten rid of that and that. Let's see. Is racing. Got rid of all the handlers. Which I guess I think I did give it some conflicting information with that. I didn't even get rid of this huge code comment, which is all I asked is it's a refactor and we're trying to reduce the line count. Let's see, does this even compile? That's another question. Let's see, let me bring this over here. Nope, doesn't compile. Yeah, this is just stupid. I think we're gonna be done with this. There's not really any point as... Let's just keep all. And I guess I will commit this. AI sucks. There we are. I don't know actually if I want to publish this to remote. Any news? I think I'm done. See how long I've been going. An hour 30. Hour 27. Yeah. I think I'm gonna be done. Whoever's watching, thanks for watching a little bit. Whoever was. If you're even a real human. If you are, welcome to chat. You're welcome to chat. If it's he who shall not be named, then I think you're ALS. I'll give you a minute to chat if you'd like to. Otherwise, I'm gonna head out. Or you know what? You know what? I could delete that. I don't really want it anymore. I could. I'm debating. I don't know what I'd want to implement next, so maybe tomorrow or something I'll think about what I could do. Or what to work on. Or maybe I can just make another video. I don't know. Streaming's great and all, but I need to get some more content on YouTube, and then maybe I could start streaming a bit. Yeah. Let's see, did I get any viewers on YouTube? I kind of doubt it. Yeah. I don't think I had any viewers. Nope. Okay, well, that's lovely. Anyway, I'm out here. Peace out, whoever's watching. Have a good day. Unless you are he who shall not be named. Then you shall have a horrible day.